Hello, dear listener. My name is Mompoloki Lerumo Mogobe. Welcome to this 9th episode of Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. Previously, I spoke to you about the role of a contract or project manager in a building site. I think this is an important enough subject because I've received positive feedback. I need to develop it a bit more. Today I'm going to be more specific and talk about the qualifications and skills of a contract manager. It has been my experience over the years in construction, in property development, that a lot of projects have gone the wrong way and have failed or have been slowed down as a direct result of the incompetence or limited abilities of a project manager. Even in government, the government has lost a lot of money, even millions, as a result of a project manager who did not have the necessary skills. So here it is. These are the skills of a contract manager in a building site. This is what you look for. This is what you operate by when judging whether or not a project manager is competent. Number one, he must have knowledge of contract law. This one is vital because he must not only understand the contract that is being used in a particular project, but he must understand contract law in general. No, I'm not suggesting that you should employ a lawyer. I'm simply saying look for someone who has basic knowledge of law, somebody perhaps who has a certificate or a diploma in law and knowing the basics of the law of contract. That is very vital. Number two, you're looking for someone who's respected, who's influential, who is politically aware. By that I mean you're looking for someone who's aware of the culture that is operating in a particular community, in a particular setting. If it is a foreign individual, you want to make sure that that person has been around for at least a year or so and is familiar with the nuances of the culture within which he's operating. If it's a local, obviously you want to make sure that it's someone who can speak fluent Setswana, who can communicate in English articulately. Number three, you're looking for an excellent communicator. I mentioned this one in the context of being influential, but I'm also want to emphasize it in the context of somebody who can communicate easily in the operative languages on the project. You also want somebody who is able to express himself in writing, who's able to communicate his instructions on the team, who's able to record everything that is taking place on site for future reference. In the event that, God forbid, there's litigation or there's arbitration subsequently in the project, you want to make sure, in regard to the project, you want to make sure that everything is documented and everything is recorded, and only an excellent communicator can do that. Number four, you want a project manager who is knowledgeable when it comes to risk management techniques. What do I mean by that? We want a project manager who knows how to analyze risk, who knows how to apply the necessary techniques when it comes to risk. And techniques could include knowing how to categorize different levels of risk and to know how to avoid risk. There's risk avoidance, there's risk management, all that he has to be fully aware of. Number five, this nugget of wisdom is very important. He must have the ability to see the bigger picture. If someone has a closed mind and is wearing what we call oorklaps, is got a limited vision, he won't be able to see the project through. You want somebody who has maybe liaised with whoever owns the project and somebody who's familiar with the objective of government in a particular project. I'm just talking about both government and non-government situations. You want somebody who has a bigger picture. After all, Steve Covey has said that you have to begin with the end in mind. So you want somebody with that kind of outlook. Number six, the sixth nugget of wisdom when it comes to the qualifications of a contract or project manager is that he must be able to focus on issues, not personalities. He's not interested in egos. He's interested in the nuts and bolts of what needs to be done on site. He's interested in the going to the nitty-gritties of what is important. In other words, you need somebody who displays emotional intelligence, somebody who's got skills when it comes to being alive to the other person's emotion, who knows how to adjust his temperament according to the situation. Number 7, the 7th nugget of wisdom is that you want a relationship builder. You don't want somebody who's into creating factions on site, somebody who displays aspects of favoritism. You're looking for somebody who's able to be even-handed in the way that they deal with people on site. That is very, very important. The 8th nugget of wisdom when it comes to the qualifications and skills of a contract or project manager is that he must be a skilled negotiator. You'll find that negotiations are important in every situation. Every project is going to succeed or fail based on the ability of the individual at the helm to negotiate their way through the various challenges that may come up during the course of the project. So in this regard, I would strongly advise that you'd want someone who's at least done a course. It might be even a 6-week course, a short course on mediation, a course on arbitration, somebody who knows what is involved in dispute resolution, especially alternative dispute resolution, ADR. Number 9, the 9th skill that is vital when it comes to assessing the suitability of a contract or project manager is the skill associated with project management techniques. I had mentioned in the previous episode the importance of creating a project management plan. This is where the skills come in. You want somebody who is familiar with that, who knows how to identify areas that need special focus or special concentration during the course of a particular project. Number 10, you want to look for a project manager who has working knowledge of technical issues. What do I mean by this? Generally, you find people with an engineering background have an added advantage, but also architects and quantity surveyors. Those 3 professions tend to have an advantage when it comes to the knowledge of technical issues. But I don't think you need to limit yourself to those 3 professions. But nevertheless, you want somebody with technical skills, with technical knowledge, and who knows how to apply those skills. The 11th, I'm now giving you a bonus, dear listener, dear viewer, as I always do at the end, I throw a bonus at you. This one is so vital. If you forget all the other 9 or 10 that I've mentioned, do not forget this one. Integrity. Why is integrity so important? If the project manager doesn't have integrity, all the other 10 become irrelevant. Why is that so? Without integrity, it doesn't matter how knowledgeable you are. Without integrity, it doesn't matter how excellent and how well spoken you are. So what you want to look at is to assess the integrity level of that particular project manager. In a future episode, I'll talk to you about levels of integrity and how you identify whether someone has integrity or not. But for present purposes, I just want to emphasize that integrity, integrity, integrity. You want somebody who's truthful, somebody who walks the talk, somebody who honors his word, somebody who believes that his word or his or her word is his bond. Now, that is it, dear listener. Those are the 10 nuggets of wisdom when it comes to project management, specifically the skills required for a contract manager or a project manager. So my request to you, please, is to like what you're hearing and to indicate that by also subscribing to this channel. Thank you so much. My name is Mompoloki Lerumo Mogobe. It was a privilege and an honor to share with you. Bye.